Have you ever felt like your parents' unhappiness has somewhat been your fault? That you were the reason that they were unhappy or angered or enraged? Have you ever felt that way? What if I told you that it has never been your burden to carry? Hello everyone, my name is Doris Victoria. For those knowing me already, it's a pleasure to connect with you again. Welcome to my personal empowerment channel, where you will find tips and hints about to empower yourself and live your life from a new, empowered version, a more enlightened, awakened version of yourself. And you might have heard my voice is still a little bit infected. The reason of it is I just went back to my hometown where I grew up and had a very, very difficult childhood, because all blame has been projected on me. And for a long time, I carried that pain of feeling guilty that my mother's life would have been better without me. For a long time, I carried that pain within my heart. And I've realized that this was the reason that made me small, that made me dull, that my friendliness was somehow submissive, that I was constantly looking for approval from the outside world. I was actually outsourcing my power, making it dependent from anything on the outside world. Well, I had a very interesting week of healing, and like with so many of us old Lemurian souls, our old, how can I say, the ancient souls here on earth awakening now, we are the first to receive those powerful energies of healing. And since we're alchemists by nature, we are turning pain into gold, and then we radiate this gold out into the world in order to enlighten the people everywhere. So for me, a long time, I felt like my mother's life would have been better without me. For a long time, I had thoughts of ending my life. I haven't really been close to that thought, but I often asked myself, I wonder if my mother would miss me if I would no longer be here on this planet. I wonder if she would regret the way she treated me. Well, for a long time, I also realized that the guilt of not being good enough, that the guilt of feeling like a failure, because as a child, we are not yet, how can I say, we're not yet conscious. We are just absorbing. I wasn't wrong. I wasn't broken. I was just observing and absorbing what my mother couldn't handle, what my mother couldn't hold. And what she couldn't hold was the fact that when I looked at her, because I looked at her from a different place, I looked at her from a place of unconditional love, of healing, and maybe, yes, my soul, because my soul has always been about self-growth, about self-development. You know, what can I learn about myself? Who am I beyond my title, and why am I here on this world? And in order to find the truth about that, I had to do a lot of inner healing work, which was worth the journey. I mean, and it's still going on. And as you hear, I am just healing from literally having my nose full from that situation that has never changed back in my hometown in Germany. So as a child, we are basically absorbing the environmental influences. And when you are constantly given reasons to believe that you were not welcomed, you were not worthy, you were not, that your parents weren't happy because you were there, when they never hugged you, or they never told you, you know what, I'm so happy that you're here with me. I'm so happy you have been born. You are such a bright light, and I'm so happy to have you in my life. If you have never been given those messages, but you have been constantly being criticized, like in my case, I have any tiniest, and I went back this time with like a heightened awareness, you know. I went back, I knew I had my back this time. I was not going to abandon myself anymore. I was not going to play small in order to fit into her world. No, I was going back with the intention to observe if anything has changed and to share with her what I could never share before, because she just wouldn't want to hear it. And she was putting me out of her life whenever I talked about it, or she was cutting my word, or whatever. Any kind of disempowering mechanism that you could imagine when someone wants to speak their truth and give feedback to a narcissist that is not even able to see that they are that they are the difficult ones, that you have never been the difficult one. They are the difficult ones, but they're projecting everything on you. Trust me, it's not easy, but I went back with this intention this time, and I knew I had my back, and I knew I'm not going to be disempowered anymore. So I went back to see what I have done for most of my life. And what I have done is I have dimmed my light. I have played small. I have been quiet. I have been an amazing artist when I was a child. As I shared with you in one of my previous videos, my paintings, my drawings, my fashion design studies, where I got amazing notes. You know, I always wanted to be the second Coco Chanel. All that has been thrown away by my mother, who could not get me, who did anything to empower me. For some reason, no, not for some reason, but somehow I always felt like there was some sort of jealousy. And I know it's in a way, I don't want to judge it here, but it's in a way poor if the parent feels like they have to compete with their children. But I feel like this is what has been going on for her, never for me. I was looking for oneness, for unity, for being understood and understanding her. That was my intention. But I, many years after, realized that I had been seen as a competition for my own mother. And so this time I went back knowing that I had my back, but I also realized how I had been holding on to this backpack on my shoulders, like this dark cloud of pain, this guilt that I carried for my very existence. I carried guilt because my mom, even though she never told me in words, but she made it clear that my presence, that her life would be better without my presence, and that my presence is disturbing her life, because she does not choose to go the path of enlightenment. She chooses to remain in the 3D matrix. She chooses to remain listening to television and radio and believing what they say, and then being miserable but blaming everyone else for their pain, or blaming everyone else for her pain, which is even worse. So anyway, I know now that any one of you that is here listening to this video, you are not broken. You are not wrong. You are not a disturbance. You are worthy. You are magnificent. You are amazing. Your presence is a gift here on planet Earth. In fact, let those words sink in. Let them settle into your system, into your cells, like you would hear your mother speak. If you have had the same childhood like I had, just allow me to say these words to you again and let them in. Open yourself. You might close your eyes if you want to. Just let them in and imagine they would come from your own mom or from your own father, or whatever wound excuse me, you are carrying from whatever caregiver has been treating you without respect or with a lot of blame. So close your eyes and just hear these words and repeat after me. You are so worthy. You are so powerful. You are so magnificent. You are amazing. You are 1 in a billion, and I love you more than you can imagine. I am so grateful that you exist. Thanks to you, my life is brighter. My life is more beautiful. Thanks to you, I found a new meaning in my life. Thanks to you, the world is a better place. Not only my life, but this world is a better place. And just take a deep breath in and let these words go deep into your cells. Allow them to transform any darkness, any pain, any burdens that you might carry. And then just breathe out anything that you have been believing until now, which was never the truth, and break these old chains and know that this pain was never yours to carry. Remember always that healing is not about blaming, but reclaiming. And now it is time for us light workers, for us ancient souls here on planet Earth, to reclaim our power. And I want you to imagine another, how can I say, another image right now. Let's make another exercise if you want. The session turns out to be very, very deep healing. So close your eyes again if you want. Take a deep breath in. And let it out. Take it in through your nose, again, deep breath, into your belly. Remember, belly breathing is the most powerful one that you can do because it massages all your organs. It's not only on the upper part of your body, it's going way deeper. And once you let it in and let it out, you can breathe out through your nose or through your mouth as you wish. If you breathe out through your mouth, you might want to breathe out with any kind of sound that feels appropriate, like or any kind of sound that feels like it is healing to you, where you can open a channel for this pain, this guilt to leave your body, because it is not yours to carry. Remember that always. You're not here to carry other people's disability to grow. That has never been your fault. You came to show them that a different path can be taken. And when you take this different path, you will not age because you're compassionate, you're joyful, you will live longer, you will live more happy, you will not get diseases, you will not get, how can I say, your life will be a better experience overall because you choose thoughts of kindness and compassion like I have, despite my childhood and despite this mother that has always been criticizing me for anything, but everything I did right, which was definitely more than what I did wrong, was generously ignored. So when you have been growing up like this, that everything that you ever did wrong was put on a pranger and it was repeated over and over again, and you felt like, why are they making such a big thing out of nothing, Well, for you to be criticized so that they could get rid of their own frustration, so that they could get rid of their own, feeling of insufficiency or whatever they were carrying. It's not yours to carry anymore. And now is the time to release ourselves from all these old burdens. So as you have your eyes closed and you're deeply breathing, see yourself as a child and see this big, dark, black backpack on your back that you're carrying. That pain, that guilt, that your parents' life would be better without you. That their life would be happier without you. That you were disturbing that you were not worthy, that you were broken, that you were the reason for everything bad that happened to them. That has been my experience so far. So imagine yourself as a child and then put in everything that you might have experienced. Emotional or physical abuse, attacks, whatever. And now imagine yourself, you're walking through nature, you're walking through your life with this big backpack. Honor it again, and now ask this big backpack, this black, dark backpack, ask it, what have you been here to teach me? And as you ask this question, sit down. Imagine yourself on a beautiful meadow now. You're surrounded by flowers, by trees, by birds singing for you. In fact, through the bird songs, you can hear the love that life itself has for you. You can hear the love that the universe, that the trees, that the birds, that nature, Mother Earth has for you. And put this backpack off your shoulders and sit it down in front of you and then look at it. And see all this pain inside this backpack. And now ask it, what are you here to teach me? Who have I become thanks to you? Who am I now? What are my boundaries today thanks to you? Whom have I become thanks to you? How do I choose my life thanks to you now? What kind of new boundaries do I want to set thanks to you now? Thank this backpack. And now imagine this beautiful golden light coming from the other side. It is kind of like walking towards you, and in the middle is this big black backpack of pain that you have been taken off your shoulders and placed in front of you. Now imagine this golden light coming closer. You are sitting on one end, the backpack is in the middle, and then from the other side is this beautiful golden light. You can see it, it's coming closer and closer. And as it is coming closer, it is holding its hand out like this, its hands out like this, and it is sending its beautiful golden light. And the backpack suddenly turns into fire, and it burns. And it burns, and it might even explode in a way, but you are safe. You are safe. Wherever you are safe. This golden light is helping this backpack disappear, and it is keeping you safe. And as you see this backpack burning and the pain is kind of like dissipating in the air, remember those words. It has never been yours to carry. You were never here to carry the pain, the burdens of others, their incapacity to heal, to move forward in their lives, to become the full version of who they came here to be. That's never been your fault. Your presence here on earth is sacred. Your presence here on earth is important and valuable. And life and I, your soul, imagine this golden light speaking to you. Life, Mother Earth, I, your soul, God or Source, whatever you want to call it, we are celebrating your existence today and always. So I hope this video is helping some of you that might have been feeling a sense of pain inside of you, or questions, why don't I allow myself to be fully myself yet? Why do I keep dimming my light for others? Why do I keep lowering my energy in order to fit into other people's small worlds that are no longer mine? And also, I chose red roses today to accompany the session, because red roses are standing for unconditional love. So remember that everything that you did not get from your caregivers, you can start giving yourself. And when you do that, everything in your life will change. Most of all, you will let go of this old version, because you were never meant to play small. You were never meant to be dull. Your light was always meant to shine. Your light was always meant to be seen by the world. Your message was always meant to be heard by people, by others that need it. And every message, no matter how small it might be, somebody needs it today. So start taking action, start taking little action steps of speaking your truth, of bringing your message out, of helping other people to remember that they are worthy too, and that their caregivers' pain of having given you the impression that you were the reason for their misery has never been the truth. It is something we took on as children because we didn't know better. We simply absorbed, as I said before, what our caregivers couldn't handle. Because children come in as the truth. Children are here to mirror us, what we haven't learned about us yet, and what we are invited to do, or else our life might take a path that we are not very happy about, like disease, misery, a feeling of constant inner battle. We will never really experience that inner peace. So it is your time now, beautiful, ancient, Lemurian soul, to let go of any old pain that you might have been carrying. And I want to end this video today with a last image that has really been helping me, especially this last week, that I was going back in order to observe if anything has changed, to speak up for myself, tell her the truth. And of course she couldn't handle it, but that's not my fault. I've tried anything from my side. If nothing can be received from the other side, it is not your thought, and it is not your fault. Interesting, this Freudian slip. It is not your thought, so don't waste thoughts about it anymore, and it is not your fault, your mistake. So don't waste thoughts about it anymore. Thank you, Spirit. So the last image I want to leave you with, imagine a sun. Imagine a beautiful golden sun. And the sun is usually sending out sun rays all over the world, right? I mean, the sun's light, which is also consciousness, is enlightening our consciousness. It is enlightening our own light, so to speak, if we let it. So now imagine a sun, somebody is videotaping the sun, and you can kind of see the sun rays flowing out of the sun everywhere. Somebody's videotaping it, but now imagine that they're playing this video in reverse. So you're seeing this golden ball, envision yourself in this golden ball. In fact, you are this golden ball. And now see how all these sun rays, as a metaphor for your energy that you have been given away for nothing because you were still carrying other people's pain, all these sun rays are coming back to you. All your energy is coming back to you, and it is integrated into your own self again. And now imagine, as you're visualizing this, imagine a bridge of swords. A bridge of swords where you walk underneath as your new being. This new being that has reintegrated, reclaimed. Remember, healing is not about blaming, it's about reclaiming. You have reclaimed all your energy back into your own sword, that is your spine, back into your own sacred light, your own sacred sword, your spine, and you are walking as a walking sun. And now you're radiating your light out into this world because you have healed. So the alchemist knows that it is not our pain, it is not our duty to carry other people's pain. It is our duty to transform any pain we might have had, turn it into light, and then shine like a lighthouse. Shine as this powerful beacon of light that you and every old soul truly is. And this is the only way we can help those that have forgotten that there is a different path that they can walk. There is a path of longevity, in happiness, in perfect health, in peace, in harmony, in oneness, in love with everyone. That the path of division and separation is just the old world. It is no longer the truth. And also remember that the path that is supported the most today is the one that is chosen with compassion and love. It is the path of oneness, because oneness is the energy of the fifth dimension. So with this message, dear ones, let me know what you're taking away from today's video. I truly hope it helped you. I was sharing an experience of my life. Let me know what you are sharing, what you want to share, what you have been taking away. If there's any questions you have concerning the subject, feel free to post it in the chat below. Feel free to post your takeaways in the chat below, and I'm looking forward to connect with you in the next video. Bye for today.